Okay, third video, hopefully the last video. After the last question, that was an extra 8 marks. So that takes me up to 66 marks. So we're way into grade 5. So it's not about counting where we're at anymore. It's about understanding these crossover questions. And these are the questions that are on both papers, Higher Round Foundation. So you can see you've got this circle picture centered there, so they all have the same center. Daisy says that exactly a third of this logo is shaded. So exactly a third. Is Daisy correct? We must show our work in. Okay, so it's about the area of the circle. So we know that pi r squared sounds like area to me. Okay, so that's what we're focused on. So we need to calculate the area of the big circle. So the radius of the big circle will be the whole radius, the whole thing. If you add those together, you get 10. So the total area will be pi times 10 squared. We haven't got a calculator, so you just leave it as pi. 10 times 10 is 100, so that area is 100 pi. Okay, so that's the total area. The shaded area is the middle circle with the small circle taken away. That's what it is. So we're going to do the middle circle. So the radius for the middle circle is this radius. So the radius is 7 for that one. So we'll do that here. So pi times 7 squared gives me 49 pi. Okay, and the smallest circle, there is the radius 4. We're going to take that off for this, remember. So pi times 4 squared, which is 16 pi. Okay, that leaves 49 pi take away 16 pi. When you take them away, that's 33 pi. Okay. Now, this is saying that 33 pi, Daisy reckons 33 pi is exactly a third. Now, a third is, as a percentage, 33.3 recurring. So it's precise, it's exactly a third, okay? So if we do 33 pi out of the total of 100 pi, because that's the total, we can start to manipulate this. The pi's can go, and that as a percentage is actually 33%, okay? Or 0.33 as decimal. It's not exactly a third, it's very close, but it's not exact. Okay, so she's correct. Daisy is not correct. Or Daisy is wrong. Okay, so again, they're robbing you of marks here, in my opinion, because somebody can find the area of a circle. Hopefully, it comes on paper 2 or paper 3 in a normal standard format. Here, you was using it to solve a problem. Okay. Right, estimate the mean. Oh, what's it doing on the non-calculator paper? That's my first thought. So why is it here? Okay, because I know that some of you with a calculator in your hand will be getting these 3 marks. Okay, however, that said, everything is the same. Okay, so to estimate the mean, we're going to find the midpoint. Key things it tells us that there are 20 people, so this adds up to 20 people. So I'm going to divide by 20 in the end. You divide by how many people are there. First one's the midpoint, so halfway between 250 and 250 is 200. So at least that's easy. Okay, midpoint of these two is 300, 400, 500, and 600. So they're alright, they're not bad values to work with. Okay, then I'll multiply these. I'll do this one first. Anything times 0 is 0. Anything times by 1 stays the same. 3 times 11 is 33 with 2 zeros. 5 times 4 is 20 with 2 zeros. 3 times 6 is 18 with 2 zeros. Okay, so that's not too difficult. But then obviously we have to find the grand total. So if I'd have laid it out better, it'd have been more like this. So my ones are lined up, at least. Then I can just add them. 5, 13, and that's 7. So the total is 7,300. And remember, we're going to divide that by 20. Nice to set it on this format because you can eliminate that. And we're going to do 730 divided by 2. There's two ways, or a few ways to do it. So if you know how to halve it, then just go ahead and halve it. You could do 700 divided by 2 and 30 divided by 2 and add them up. So that's 350, and that is 15. So that makes 365. Or you could bus stop it. Nothing wrong with a bus stop. So that's going to be 6. 5. Doesn't matter how you do it. That's the solution. Okay, and it is frustrating that it's on the non-calculate paper, but tough. We're going to have to deal with it if it happens. Okay, it happened on one of the first mock papers that we did, practice papers, and it was a decimal version, so at least it's not got no decimals all over it. Okay, at least it was a standard times in by multiples of hundreds, so they're easier. Okay, it's not getting this focus right, is it? Okay, right, next one. Nadia says, the mean may not be the best average to use to represent this information. Do you agree with Nadia? You must justify your answer. So we can agree with her. The reason is, if you have somebody that scores earnings, let's say per week, was, let's say, Wayne Rooney, he would earn like £50,000 a week or 100 grand a week. He would not be good for this table because he would be including this, and the average would go up massively. So, do we agree with her? Yeah, we agree, because outliers are included. So, do we agree? Yes, outliers affect the answer. Because they do affect it. Okay, but you could say you disagree with her because it's a very accurate answer with everybody involved, you know, or it's an answer that involves everybody. But that's the idea there, that the mean can be affected by outliers. So we were on 66. That takes us to 74 ish. I think I've miscounted somewhere. I'm sure you'll be able to pick it out where I've miscounted. So, all measurements are in centimetres. This is a rectangle. Okay. The area is 48. So the length times the width gave me 48. Show that y equals 3. So it's giving you a starting point. It's told you that the area is that. It's giving you another starting point saying that it's a rectangle. So there's a few things we can do. We know that y times 2x plus 6 equals 48. But there's not much you can do with that because I've got two letters, so that's not going to work out for me right now. But I do also know that these two sides are equal. So I can start with that. That can actually be my first actual starting point. So I'm going to say 5x minus 9, choosing to put the 5 on the left because it just makes life a little bit more straightforward, equals 2x plus 6. And then I'm going to solve it. So I'm going to get rid of the smallest value of x by taking it away. So 3x minus 9 equals 6. And add 9, so 3x equals 15. And then divide by 3, so x equals 5. Okay, so it's basic formula solving equations. That is a nice easy thing to pick out. Even if you don't understand the rest of the question, you should be able to pick that out if you're at this stage. Okay, we now know that y equals 2x plus 6. So y multiplied by 2x plus 6 equals 48. But we now think that this x is 5. So y equals 2 times 5, add 6, and all that multiplied will equal 48. So y, we've got 10 plus 6 there. So y times 16 equals 48. So if we divide by 16, y equals 3, because 16 goes into 48 3 times. So we proved that. Okay, that's what we did. We proved it using the building blocks of the question, not going in reverse. Okay. Now this is ridiculous. This is like one of the easiest questions in the whole paper, and it's like question 29 out of 30. It frustrates me that that is the case, but it's a message to you lot that there could be an easy question at the very end. Okay, I think even product of prime factors was on the very last question on one of the other papers that we did, which is, you know, something to look out for. So Brogan drew this graph. We have to calculate what's wrong with it. It's only 1 mark, so it must be an obvious mistake. It says +1 on the equation, and it cuts through at +1, so that's not a mistake. But one thing you need to know about curved graphs, or graphs with powers of more than 1, so 2, 3 and 4, they're curved. That's a straight line. So write down one thing that's wrong. The lines should be curved. Ridiculous, yeah? Shouldn't that be near the middle or near the beginning? It just frustrates me. So there you go. And the last thing, which is a standard reverse percentage question, is a standard one. So if you can learn this, they're just like this. You know, they don't change the format. They're just like this. So in a sale, the normal price of a book is reduced by 30%. The sale price is £2.80. So I don't know the price of this book. Yeah, this book here, I have no idea what the price is. Okay, but I know it's been reduced by 30%, and it is now worth £2.80. So if something's been reduced by 30%, I now have 70% of the value. I now have 70%, and they're telling me that that is worth £2.80. So if I want to find the original price, well, that's 100%. That's the original. That's everything. That's 100%. So I need to get to 100% to find the original cost. So to do that, I'm going to divide by 7. The reason is that's going to give me 10%, and that's a nice building block. And also 7 fits into 28 4 times. So if I do this divided by 7, I'm going to have 40p. And then I times that by 10, and that'll give me £4. So the original cost was £4. A lot of you tried to go down, that 10% was this divided by 3. It just wasn't the approach. This is a reverse percentage, okay? And it's easy to spot because you use words like normal price or original price, okay? Or something like before the change or something like that, okay? Hopefully this video was really useful. I'm going to try and do some work to try and reproduce these papers with different numbers to give you a chance to have another go and see if you picked up the messages here. Don't know if you noticed all the way through, got paint all over my hands. Okay, the message is, if you gloss in at home, make sure you wash your hands straight away. Right, thanks.